Eala set for rematch versus Vekic at Kooyong Classic. Manila, Philippines. Filipino tennis hotshot Alexandra Alex Eala is set for a rematch against Croatian Donna Vekic at the Kooyong Classic in Melbourne on Wednesday. Toppling Vekic in the opening round of the ASB Classic, world number 49 Eala faces the number 70 player in an exhibition, though. The Kooyong Classic features invited ATP and WTA players in an exhibition format right before the Australian Open main draw on January 18th. The women's division also features former world number 5 and 7-time champ Daniela Hančićova, as well as world number 121 Priscilla Hahn. Eala is using the tournament as a final build-up for her main draw debut at the first Grand Slam of the year. Vekic has already played on Monday, defeating Hahn 6-4, 7, 6-4, 10-4. Eala takes on Vekic evening in Manila as their battle succeeds the clash between Denis Shapovalov and Jordan Thompson, which takes place after the first game of the day between Lerna Tien and Marin Cilic set at 3:30 p.m. in Manila. The final offering in the second day of the three-day tournament features the battle between Elizabeth Mandic and Katie Bolter. Games for the final day on January 15th were not announced yet as of writing. Eala is looking to build on her semifinal finish at the ASB Classic that catapulted her to a new career best 49th at the WTA rankings. The 20-year-old last saw action on January 10th when she fell to Chinese Wang Xinyu in the semis, 7-5, 5-7, 4-6. Eala pocketed $12,331, or more than P731K for her semifinal run. Melbourne's next chapter, Eala's rematch odyssey at the Kooyong Classic. All great stories in sport have a turning point, a moment when momentum, grit, and narrative collide to create something unforgettable. For Filipina tennis star Alexandra Alex Eala, that moment has arrived once again under the dazzling Australian summer sun, at the historic Kooyong Classic in Melbourne. The Kooyong Classic isn't just another tune-up exhibition. It's where champions warm their wings before the intensity of a Grand Slam, a place where confidence is forged, rivals sharpen their swords, and the crowd, even in these early days of the year, ignites the fire that makes elite athletes thrive. This year, for Eala, it's more than preparation. It's the next chapter in a budding career that's captivating the tennis world. From Auckland grit to Melbourne poise. Just days earlier, Eala graced the courts of Auckland, New Zealand, at the ASB Classic, a WTA tournament that served not only as competition but as affirmation of her rise. In arguably the match of her 2026 season so far, she battled Donna Vekic, a seasoned Croatian veteran and former top 20 player, in an epic duel that had every element of a classic: early setbacks, a spirited comeback, momentum swings that kept fans on the edge, and the kind of composure that distinguishes champions from contenders. Eala dropped the first set 4-6, only to rally with grit and tactical precision to claim the next two 6-4, 6-4 in a match that lasted nearly 3 hours. For every fan who watched, it wasn't just a victory. It was a proclamation that this young star can endure the physical siege of a marathon battle and the mental marathon of elite tennis. Kooyong beckons, rematch on a bigger stage. Now, just days later, those very strengths she displayed, resilience, tactical adaptability, fierce competitiveness, are about to be tested again. Eala is set for a rematch against Vekic at the Kooyong Classic, this time as part of a prestigious exhibition that bridges the gap between tour competition and the grandeur of the Australian Open. What makes this encounter so enthralling isn't only the scoreboard, it's the storyline. Revenge or reaffirmation? After already besting Vekic once in Auckland, can Eala replicate that performance in front of a new crowd, under a different spotlight? Pressure and promise. Kooyong Classic isn't for ranking points, but it is for confidence, timing, and psychological edge before Melbourne's first Grand Slam of the year. Growth beyond results. For Eala, this match means much more than winning. It's about refining her match temperament, testing her adjustments, and proving that her success isn't fleeting. The psychology of a rivalry. The beauty of tennis rivalries is that they elevate both players. Each rematch carries a narrative weight, not just statistics, but human elements, belief, memory, adaptation, and confidence. For Eala, the prior win over Vekic wasn't just tactical, it was symbolic. It showed she could rise against a battle-tested veteran who brings experience and strategic savvy to any duel. Now, meeting again so quickly, the rivalry becomes a test of consistency and evolution. Will Eala maintain her strategic edge? Display improved shot selection? Anticipate Vekic's tactical shifts. And will Vekic, yourself a fierce competitor with years of elite experience, approach this rematch with renewed intensity, perhaps with tactical refinements that push Eala to adapt and grow? This mental chess match is part of the narrative fabric that makes tennis so compelling. It's not just about who hits harder, but who thinks smarter, adjusts faster, and assumes control at the right moment. What this means for Eala's journey. In her rise through the WTA rankings, breaking into the top 50 and carving a reputation as one of the game's most exciting talents, Eala has already faced moments that defined her growth. From her electrifying comeback against Vekic in Auckland to stunning wins in doubles with her partner Vekic, where they toppled veteran champions, Eala's game has become a blend of youthful exuberance and emerging maturity. At the Kooyong Classic, the stakes may feel low on paper. It's an exhibition, after all. But for a player on the rise, confidence and clarity coming out of a rematch like this can ripple all the way into Melbourne Park. A commanding performance could sharpen her timing, bolster belief in clutch moments, and let her carry that momentum onto the Grand Slam stage. And in a sport where mental edge often separates deep runs from early exits, the value of winning under pressure, even in non-ranking exhibitions, cannot be overstated. The emotional canvas, beyond tennis. What makes Eala's story so compelling is not just her athletic prowess, it's her emotional resonance with fans and the symbolism of her journey. In Auckland, Filipino fans came out in full force, chanting and waving flags, transforming a tennis stadium into something of a home away from home. The energy was palpable. Eala herself spoke about how home isn't just a place, but the people who uplift her, a sentiment that captured hearts far beyond the Philippines. Now, as she steps onto Kooyong's historic courts, this emotional current follows her. It's not just about her legacy, it's about representation. She carries with her the hopes of a new generation of Asian tennis fans, young athletes in her homeland dreaming of big stages, and supporters worldwide who see in her story the power of resilience, passion, and courage. A match that echoes into the future. If sport is a storyteller, then matches like these are its greatest chapters. The Kooyong Classic rematch between Eala and Vekic is more than a simple replay. It's a narrative crossroads, where past triumph meets present preparation.